wanted to share something really personal about myself with you guys. I mentioned on my Instagram that I went to the doctor recently on April 4th and I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Um, so this is what I wanted to share with you guys. The reason why I want to share with you guys because I want to share awareness. I don't want you guys to be in the same situation that I'm in. I completely blame myself for this. I know better. I knew better. I have been borderline diabetic for going on 10 years. I have had hypothyroidism for 10 years. I have had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, for 10 years. And I knew with those two things, I was already insulin resistant. And I was borderline, bless you baby, and I was borderline diabetic. But I never really did any major life changes. I just never thought it'll happen to me. I thought like, oh, you know, like we didn't eat a lot of sweets. We didn't eat a lot of soda until just recently. And I don't think the soda stuff it contributed to it, but it didn't cause it. I think it was just years of neglecting myself and not taking care of myself. So yeah, so I knew that, and I know the history of my family. I know diabetic can be genetic, and it can also be about how you live your life, how you treat yourself. So my parents had type 2. My older sister Darila has type 2, and my sister Maria has type 1. And she has had type 1 for like over 20 years, and she has been on dialysis for about going over 5 years now. And so I know the effects diabetes has. I have seen it. I have flown out on emergencies for Maria I flown out when they told her she was going to go blind. I was in the office with her when they told her there was nothing they could do for her. Thank the Lord that she went and saw somebody else, and they were able to do an operation on her eyes, and she's able to see now, but she was almost completely blind. And she, even though she has struggled so much with her health, she keeps fighting, and she's the one who just recently had a stroke, and luckily there was no damage from that. And she's healthy, and she's walking around. I remember seeing her at her worst, where she was barely getting by. She couldn't see, she couldn't walk. She was like in a walker, wheelchair bound, and now I see her moving around. And like, it's just the way you take care of yourself. It's the effort you put into yourself. Your body can heal itself to an extent. So I wanted to share this with you because I don't want somebody to be in the same position as me, somebody who can avoid it like me. I could have avoided this if I would have taken care of myself, but I didn't. I tend to put others first and then don't think about myself. And now I need to think about myself because I have a son with special needs, and I need to make sure that I'm here for him long term. So along with the type 2 diabetes, I was also vitamin D deficiency, which I had the beginning starts of neuropathy, which is like your nerves are basically dying out. So my symptoms for diabetes were increased thirst. I thought I just had like dry mouth, and this kind of started before we even left Missouri. I had gone to the dentist, and they were doing my clean. They're like, you have dry mouth, and I was like, oh, it's probably the new medication that I'm on. And then I never thought of it after that. I never sought medical help or anything, and I would just drink water because I had dry mouth and I was always thirsty, and it was because of the new medications, what I thought. And then the other symptom that I had was constant urination, and I thought, oh, it's because I'm drinking water. But it wasn't just water. I started drinking soda. Since we moved to Colorado, my husband and I started drinking soda, which we had never done, and we started buying soda. And I was so thirsty, like I would chug it all in like just one. Like I was just like chugging it, and my husband like, hey, and I'm like, I'm thirsty, and like I just need to drink it all. But I didn't know it was my body, like my kidneys, trying to drain all that sugar out of my system. Also, another symptom was I was tired a lot, which I've always been tired because I always work night shift and I only sleep about 4 to 5 hours. But now, I don't know, I just thought that was normal for me. But since I've gotten on medication, I feel energy. I'm able to sleep now. I'm able to just lay down on my head and fall asleep, which I've never been able to do before. I've always like struggled to fall asleep. So that's, I consider that as a symptom because something different that has changed drastically. My energy level has picked up, which is a good timing because I am in school right now. So it's kind of like helping out with school, not being so exhausted, and I'm able to think clearly. Like I felt like I always had like this cloud in my head, and like I was so forgetful. I'm still kind of forgetful, but I just like, I don't know, I couldn't remember people's names. I couldn't think clearly, but now I'm like thinking clearly. I'm able to memorize some stuff now, which is kind of weird, like how it can affect your whole body and mind. And I think those are the only few symptoms. I did have like some tingling and pain, but that's from like the neuropathy. So I am vitamin D deficiency. So I am prescribed vitamin D once a week, and then sunlight. She told me to be in the sun as much as possible, and also I'm low on sodium, but that's because my body was flushing everything out, trying to get rid of the sugar, that it also got rid of the sodium. So I'm low on sodium, and I just fixed that by just sprinkling a little bit of salt on stuff. Not too crazy, just a little bit, because now that my body's regulating itself, it's not flushing like everything out. And I did have a little bit of protein in my kidneys, which she said that if I have not gone to the doctor when I did, I probably would have been on dialysis by next year, which is a crazy thought, because I see my sister, I see how she suffers with dialysis, I see how painful it is for her. I don't want to go through that myself. So I need to make sure I take care of myself. And then what else am I thinking? Oh, I do have high blood pressure. I found out actually in class we're doing blood pressure skills, and mine was 140 over 100. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's kind of high. So that luckily I had a doctor's appointment already set up for the next day for my hypothyroid, and that's when they found out I had type 2 diabetes just by looking at my urine sample. And then she did order an A1C, which is like an average for the past 90 days, and that was extremely high. It was 12.6, and she said with those numbers I should be on insulin right now. But with the day I found out, I went straight to the supermarket and I just started buying. She gave me a list of stuff. She told me what I could eat, what I couldn't eat, what I needed to avoid. What I need to avoid is all white bread, white rice, white pastas. I can include wheat. We want more complex carbs, so I can include wheat. But I have to stay within 30 to 40 grams of carbs per meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for snacks, I want to stay 15 grams or under. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been following that religiously, and then so I went and bought all this stuff, and then I joined an amazing support group on Facebook. It's called Diabetic Living and Recipes, and a lot of people there are really knowledgeable and supportive, and they follow the ADA guidelines for diabetics. My baby's hungry. I need to go feed him soon. So yeah, so I did that. I bought everything. I started with dieting. I have not started exercising yet. I've lost just a few pounds, but I hope with exercising that will increase, and my sugar will go down more. It's been slowly coming down from 305, and then I'm gonna check it here in a little bit. So yeah, so let me start by sharing my real numbers of my weight and my goals. So my waist was 42.5, I believe, remember right? And our goal is for me to get down to a 35. So I haven't checked my weight. I'm gonna probably check in a month. I'm gonna give it time for myself to lose weight. I'm not gonna be like gun-ho trying to lose weight. Right now is my concentration is on my eating habits and getting my sugar low, and then if weight loss comes with that, that's amazing. But once I get that under control, once I know exactly what I am doing, I want to concentrate more on weight loss, how exercising affects my sugar, how what I eat affects my sugar, because some people have trigger foods, like foods that kind of spike up the sugar. So I need to find out what will spike up my sugar. And then, yeah, so I'll take you along with that. If I go like walking or something, I'll probably take you guys along. Or if I go to the gym, I might take you guys along. Or just share like a Snapchat on or a picture of myself on Instagram or something like that. So yeah. And then I feel highly motivated to do this. I feel like this was like a huge wake-up call. I feel like I need to take care of myself. I've been neglecting myself for a long time, and I just want you guys to know that if you even suspect that you might have diabetes or that you may have something going on, go get it checked. Don't wait. The longer you wait, the more damage you're causing to your body, and with diabetes, it's irreversible. So you don't want to do that to yourself. You can lose limbs. I see people. I'm one of the lucky ones. I see people on that Facebook group that have found out the hard way. They found out by waking up because they were in they got into a coma, or they got an infection and they got a cut, a small little cut, and it got infected and they lost a finger, a limb. So it's a really scary thing, but if you take care of yourself, it's manageable. And you can control it with type 2, you can control it with diet and exercise. So I hope to do that and get to the curable phase of that by diet and exercise, which, you know, they say is curable, but it really isn't, because if you go back to your eating habits, you're going to get type 2 back. It's just managing it with, getting off of medication by managing it with medicine or by exercise and diet. So I hope to get to that point to where I'm not on medication no more, because I am on a lot at this moment. So yeah, so I hope you follow me on my weight loss journey, and I decided to share this on my channel because it's a lifestyle channel. So I want to get healthier for myself and my family, and I hope you guys come along with me on this journey too. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my weight right now. I'm kind of excited to see where I'm at. It's been a while, but oh, another thing I forgot, one of my symptoms was rapid weight loss. I thought it was because I was menu planning, which I think that helped, but I was menu planning, but I was also eating a lot of junk. I was drinking a lot of soda, I was eating a lot of chips, but I think, I don't know, I don't know what I thought was going on, and I was eating a lot what Justice was eating, my son, who is underweight. I feed him a lot of like high fat stuff and high calorie stuff. So I was like, why am I losing weight? And I remember mentioning it to two of Justice therapists. And I was like, I think I might be diabetic. I'm losing all this weight. I went from 264. My highest was 274. But I'm counting 264 all the way down to 227. So that's a big difference in a short amount of time. Like about since we moved here. So yeah, so it's been coming down, but I didn't know it was because of the diabetes. But I mean, that's one of the good side effects of diabetes. But I'm kind of hoping that I can lose weight healthier and not with diabetes. So yeah, so I'm counting 227 my starting weight, because that's what I started off when I got diagnosed. So 227 is my starting weight, and then on April 8th it was 224.6. So let's go see what it is now. That is my current weight, 223.6. So I just checked my weight, and I'm gonna check my blood sugar. I have to check it every single morning as soon as I wake up. Right after lunch, right after dinner, and right before bedtime. So that's what I'm going to do now. And this is kind of like where I keep all my stuff for now until I find a better spot. And this is my meter kit. Looks like that. Take out my test strips, my, I guess, needle poker, and one of these needles. And for right now, I'm putting my used needles in here because I don't want to throw them directly into the trash, because what if one of the garbage men grabbed the bag and poked themselves and it's a biohazard. So I'm putting them in here, and I'll take them to my doctor and she'll dispose of them at her office. So this just snaps open like this. And then I'll place this in here. Remove the cap. Oh, you can get it off. It's usually not this hard to get it off. There you go. And now the needle's exposed. I want to put this over it. And make sure to pull this up so that way this button won't pop up. And I need to have it on for so I can get my finger. Now this meter will turn on as soon as I put in this strip because it has a magnetic piece to it. And that turns it on. I hope I can get this on the first try. It took me a while, the first couple times. Now wait for this little like blood dot thing to pop up. And grab my finger. Get my drop of blood. And just lightly put it against it. So my blood sugar is a little high. So 162. But I'm coming down from 305. So my blood sugar started at 305 a week ago. So I'm coming down from there. And yeah. So I'm gonna check it again after lunch. And usually after lunch I get lower numbers for some reason. But I check it 2 hours after lunch and then 2 hours after dinner. Then I want to dispose of this all in here. So that way nobody will get accidentally pricked by it. And she recommended that once I finish one of these to put them in here and then like duct tape it and take it to her that way, and then she can just dispose of it in her biohazard. Okay. This goes back. And then I do want to take my first pill of the day, which is my Synthroid for my thyroid. I take that, and I'm taking half a pill of metformin 30 minutes after, right before eating. And then I take fish oil at noon, and then I'll take fish oil in the evening, along with the other half of my metformin. In a few days, I'll be going to a full pill of metformin, which is 1,000 milligrams per pill. And then I take another medication at bedtime for my cholesterol. And we just added a new one because with my sugar being so high and my A1C being so high, I really should be on insulin. But we're trying to avoid insulin, and since I've been bringing my sugar down with just my diet so far, she felt like taking this medication along with the metformin will help bring the sugar down without having to get on insulin, which is what we're trying to avoid. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And then my vitamin D, I just take that once a week. I take it every Wednesday. I decided just to do Wednesday. So yeah, that's about it. So this one I'll probably take with my fish oil. It's called glipizine. So I'm doing half a tablet by mouth twice daily for 14 days. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I did buy a pill splitter because I'm only taking half of the metformin, and now I'll be taking half of this. But let me go feed my baby because he is asking to be fed. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys follow me on my weight loss journey. I'll be posting more on my Instagram, like almost daily, of what I'm doing, either activity wise, like my exercising, or what I'm eating that day. And I'll try to put like the carb counts if I can, or if I remember. But I never thought my life would revolve around pills and a meter to check my blood. Like, it's just, I haven't had the time to really process this. I just been on the go with school and going to the appointments and like everything going on, and I really haven't had time to like let it all sink in. And you know, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to take in, but you know, that's the reality of it. Is this is what I did to myself, and now I need to fix it. And yes, losing weight is a big goal of mine, but it's not my main goal. My main goal right now is to get my sugar under control first, and then work on getting off of all of these medications, because it's crazy. From 1 pill to 9 pills, it's crazy. So I hope, if anything, this has helped somebody else. If you even suspect that you may have something, or even like diabetes runs in your family, get checked regularly. You just never know. So thank you for watching, and I'll put my Instagram link down below. Bye.